So this was a pretty exciting and eventful race in the R Factor 2 competition system at a little New Zealand track called Teretonga in the US F-17 Tatuus open wheeler. Everybody's racing in the beginner series at the moment because there just aren't the numbers in the intermediate or the advanced. So you can see there's about 5 silver ranked drivers there and a super close qualifying. Whole bunch of us there within about a quarter of a second of each other. So was really looking forward to a high standard of racing and have a look at what happened. So these are a pretty tricky car to get off the line with fast. They tend to bog a bit, drop in revs, and the guy in second has got the rubbered line, so I wasn't really hoping to win the race to turn one, but I wasn't expecting to see that bloke suddenly appear from nowhere. So this is a look back at his start. Just got a little bit over-eager, jumped the start massively, but he duly served his drive-through at the end of the lap. So I was happy enough actually settling into second, bearing in mind fairly high standard in qualifying. So I slotted in behind this chap in the lead who was a pretty good driver and just wanted the tyres to come in. You've got to be a bit conservative with your lines and with your braking points. It's amazing how much you can see the marbles there on this replay as well. So just settling into it as the lap opens up, wondering what that bloke who jumped the start. We had one person leave the track already. Don't quite know what happened there. And not quite sure what's going to happen to this guy who jumped the start at this point in time, and just trying to get the first lap done. Feeling pretty good. I'm kind of all over the gearbox of this guy who's in second, but the legitimate leader. Got a break in time for this one, but very bold move up the inside from this driver here, which caught me unawares a bit. I did suffer a little bit of damage from that, but I look back at the replay and it was only just marginal. I'd call that a racing incident. Did he have much overlap at the turn-in point? Oh, I don't know, but he tried to make the corner. He tried to leave me room, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But it was certainly a very bold move up the inside under brakes, and particularly for this corner, which is not an easy one to spot your braking marker. So by this time, I just thought I was trying to get a nice entry and a nice exit speed. But sure enough, he pulled off a very bold move there. So I don't think the contact was intentional. So we'll give him that one. So you can just see that bloke entering the pit lane now to serve his drive-through. But unfortunately, that little bit of a contact cost me a bit of momentum and then allowed the chap who was in fourth to sneak through. So now I'm sitting in fourth place behind these guys. And that's where it stayed for a couple more laps. So I was certainly feeling I had the pace to run with these guys, and these 20-minute races on this track tend to be 22 laps, so just keeping my nose out of trouble there in the sector 3 of the lap. But yeah, 22 laps, haven't got to panic. I've got the pace to run with them, so hopefully we'll see a couple of mistakes creep in, or even some hard battling cost somebody else. So this bloke in front of me was starting to look a little bit vulnerable in this left-hander here. He didn't seem to be really nailing that very well, and I was really getting close to him. So I was just harassing him here. I wasn't really trying for a move. And down the end of the straight here as well, I'll go into a bit of an attack and just throwing it up the outside, not with the goal of passing him, but just wanting to deny him a bit of width on entry and just put him under a bit of pressure, causing him to have a slower mid-corner speed and a slower exit speed. As we come back round to the final sector and just continuing to put a bit of pressure on, hoping that I can cause him to blink in some way or another. And as we come up to that same left-hander again, he just has a very bad entry into the corner and a very bad line. So that just allows me to go fully alongside and actually past him. I've deliberately left him enough room there on the outside, but as you can see, there's ongoing contact. So let's just have a little look from the external view at what happened there. So I've just got a better line in, better apex, better mid-corner speed, better exit speed, and I'm fully alongside. I've still left room. He wants a bit of track I'm on, taps into me twice, taps into me 3 times, and throws himself off the track, and actually typed in the chat box that I was the jerk. So I hope, having looked at the replay, he reconsiders his view on that one. Same lap, end of the main straight, big move for first place, ends in tears as one driver falls off the track, and I'm now left with the same chap I was on the front row with. So this is lap 9 now, and somebody's fallen off the track, so we're going to lap this guy, Mr. Bock. I think he comes into play later on, and I'm really finding I've got good pace now and able to get very close, particularly on the exit onto the main straight, to the gentleman in front, and putting him under a lot of pressure. And of course, as the speeds build up, the slipstream becomes more important. I get a bit of a chance to launch and attack. He moves over and taps me once, doesn't tap me a second time, so I guess it's small mercies. And I'm just trying to think of a way that I can get past this guy. He's driving pretty clean, certainly not as hair-raising as I've experienced from some of these other drivers in this particular event, who will happily swerve left and right as many times as they want to. But fighting here, very close, hard up against the gearbox of this car and just trying to find a way through. So lap 10 now on the main straight, and I've got a bit of a draft again, a bit of a tow, and I want to try to make a move and just trying to decide which way to go, but there seems to be a bit of covering going on. I misjudged it slightly, tapped the back of the other car. Fortunately, neither car has serious damage, so I lift off, and I'm going to wait now to let him come back through, and you know, to make up for my misjudgment. So I've allowed him back through, and I'm off again, but he's now in 3rd and I'm in 4th, and it's lap 11. So we've just got to see what happens now, see if we can catch these guys up in front. But actually we don't have to worry about it, because this is what's happening up in front between these two drivers. Somebody goes for a pretty bold overtake on a pretty tight corner here, where the other guy is definitely going to use all the track, spins off, rejoins the track, and then takes out the bloke that I'm fighting. So this is how it looked from my position as I came round in 4th. There's the crash in front of me, and now I'm in 2nd place, and but I've got about 4 seconds to make up on the car in front. Bit of a hair-raising blue flag moment here as I go to lap this car. Not quite sure what the plan was, but get through unscathed. So lap 17 now, I've been chasing down this gentleman, and it's taken a good 5 or 6 laps, but I'm now on his gearbox, and I've got a good head of speed as we head down the straight. But there's a lot of weaving going on, moving off the racing line, back onto the racing line, and just trying to block wherever I am. And we're actually incurring contact there, which is a little bit hair-raising. So I'll show it from the perspective of my cockpit as I try to get a bit of a run, and the driver moves over on me and there's actually contact. So same lap, lap 18, second half of the lap, and I'm getting close to this guy, and he's driving a little bit erratically. I think that's a bit of brake testing going on, some unusual braking points and some unusual lines, and I've decided to try to make a move into this same corner where I've had happy hunting before, and I think I was slightly brake tested there, and we have contact and he gets spun. But you know what, after the rough and tumble of the previous couple of laps with the same driver, I'm sorry mate, I'm not waiting for you this time. So lap 19, and it's not over yet. This is a lapped car, position 10, full 1 lap behind, and he is absolutely trying to demolish me. So I don't know if this was a bunch of mates all on voice on Discord deciding to team up together, but this guy is doing his absolute best to block me from passing, and I'm a lap ahead. This is a lapped car, this is the blue flag situation, and he's doing his absolute best to do everything he can to stop me getting past. And there in my rearview mirrors are the guys who are coming 2nd and 3rd. So I've got to dispatch with this guy somehow or another, and you can see how aggressive the blocking becomes as I try to pull up. He is very happy to just destroy my car, even if it costs him some damage. So I've got to tread very, very carefully. But as the lap continues on, as I try to get past this lapped car, he's slowing right down, he's brake testing me in the corners. You can see how far behind position 2 and position 3 are, and we'll have another look at in a moment to give you an idea how slow this bloke's going, trying to block me. So we come into the same braking zone where I had a bit of contact with another driver before. We have momentary contact, quite minor, but I'm sorry, mate, you fully deserve that. I am not going to say sorry. Here it is here. Mad brake checking going on. Other drivers, second and third place, catching up to me, and finally a bit of contact, and then that guy's out of the way. So that's how close it was for second and third. And lap 20 ended up being a 22 lap race, so drive 2 more laps, take the checkered flag in first, and that was a pretty eventful 20 minutes in the half. And you can see my steering wheel there. By this time I've suffered quite a bit of damage. The car's still delivering reasonable pace, but it's had some damage. But very adventurous 20 minutes in Teretonga in the R Factor 2 competition system. See you all for the next one. Hope that was fun.